Good, my people? Welcome back. And today we're gonna do the next video on Kanye West. Now, I do apologize beforehand. I have somewhat of a cold, so y'all could probably hear the fatigue and the scratchy voice and all of that. I'm working my way through it, so pray for me, all right? I appreciate it. It's gonna be a short video. All right, so Kanye West. Now, Kanye West started in the early 2000s, maybe even like 99. Before he was kind of even heard of. But started with Rockefeller Records. He came out as a producer, and he was a part of those upcoming young producers in the game. You know what I'm saying? Kanye West, Just Blaze, Pharrell and the Neptunes, Black Child. I'm sorry, not Black Child, Dark Child. Stevie J. All these new cats, the RZA. These were like new generational producers. Actually, the RZA came out a little before in the mid '90s, but actually really early '90s. But yeah, Kanye, Pharrell, Neptune, Stevie J, all these new guys were coming out. Scott Storch, these were like the new generation of hip hop producers. Really kind of taking it to the next level. Kanye was like the tightest producer. He started with Rockefeller, with Dame Dash, Jay-Z and others, Beanie Siegel, producing beats for them. And then he kind of branched out and started doing stuff with, everybody from Janet Jackson to, Keisha Cole to Alicia Keys. Kanye started really working with everybody. His name got out there. And then after that, Kanye West, he basically, I think he started more as like a spoken word. I remember seeing something where he was doing like spoken word or something like that. Maybe that didn't pan out or he decided to go into a different direction. But his hip hop started like a little later in the game. After the production, and then did a little spoken word. Then he started. Then he put out the college dropout CD. And when Kanye came out, he was different than everybody else that was out there. Cause Kanye basically made a splash in the pool, and everybody else in there was like wannabe thug or thug. It was all thug rap and drug rap. It was all like gangster rap, hustle rap. You know what I mean? Cats like T.I., Fabulous Clips, D-Block, you know what I'm saying? All these cats, the street rap was out at that time when Kanye came out. He was different than anybody out there. Yeah, so all these guys was just like hustle rap, drug rap, gangster rap, or just hardcore, violent. It was all kind of violent, street violent, you know what I mean? Hustle rap. And Kanye came out, he was more telling stories, doing stuff with, Lauryn Hill and, his first CD was actually, his first couple joints was really anti-violence. It wasn't hustling, it was more conscious, on a conscious level. I think Kanye was kind of really trying to go in the vein more of Common, whose name used to be Common Sense, by the way. And then he shortened it to Common because, they're both from Chicago. So I think when Kanye first came out, he wanted to kind of go in that vein of because, Chicago was known for like conscious rap. You know what I mean? We're not going to really get into that. But so Kanye comes out, sells millions of records, becomes a star. But Kanye, I think, had pretty much a solid home. His mom was an educator. He was a different type dude. He was more of a mama's boy. He used to bring his mom out on stage. And I ain't dissing that. I'm just saying, like, he went against the grain. And I applaud him for that, actually. And then at the tragic death of his mom, which nobody wants to see nobody's moms die. That's terrible, man. I think Kanye went into like a major depression. And then he kind of went to like a stronger, more conscious version of saying like George Bush doesn't care about black people. Everybody remembers that when he went off script during Hurricane Katrina. I think his mom was actually still alive at that point. And then he actually went and said on the record he went through a deep depression when his mama died, and who wouldn't? You know what I mean? It's terrible, especially the way that she died. Nobody expects that. It's terrible, man. So do I think that affected some of Kanye's music? I do. But I think that Kanye grew up in a spiritual background. Everybody knows he did the song Jesus Walks. before his mom's died. I think his mom had a heavy influence on that. I think that he was, I think that he was probably most likely raised in church. Obviously, he was. And I think he was a believer. I think he was a strong believer. And he said that I'm going to do something different in the game for Jesus. And it was awesome, right? I remember that was during my gospel rap days. And, me and my crew at the time, we did a mixtape and we took Jesus Walks. And Jesus Walks was actually the intro to our mixtape. Now, we didn't sell the mixtape. You don't sell mixtapes. So, we didn't have no copyright infringements and nothing like that. But we put it on there before it was even out on the radio. So we kind of created a slight buzz for ourselves out here in the DMV. Some of y'all don't know I live in the DMV, which stands for DC, Maryland, Virginia, because all three of those states are tightly connected. So we created kind of a buzz out here before the record even hit the airwaves like that. And the churches was excited, right? The youth was excited. I think they started playing in the churches. They started using it as an evangelistic tool. I didn't really see it as a gospel record, quote unquote, but I seen it as a great tool to reach people's hearts for Christ, or to at least create some dialogue and create some thinking, because everybody has this image of a rapper as somebody who, if he is a Christian, he's supposed to hide it. And Kanye said, man, forget all that, forget all that. I'm not hiding nothing. And I give him applause for that. And then some of y'all remember right after that, DMX came out with a gospel record. Didn't really go anywhere. I think they showed it on 106 in Park a couple times. I applauded that, but it just didn't have the impact of Jesus Walks, because Kanye did it first. I think that was the main reason why DMX's record didn't blow up that he put out. But again, I think Kanye was a guy that came into the industry with his spiritual foundation, wanted to be conscious and positive. Although he made his mistakes, I think after the death of his mom, I think his mom was kind of like an anchor to him. And a lot of us guys, man, who grew up in a single parent household, the mom can be kind of like our anchor. We'll go to our moms for advice. You know what I mean? Look at Tupac and his mom. You know what I mean? Afeni Shakur, the legendary late Afeni, that was his anchor. That was kind of like the person that he went to get advice. She raised him, you know what I mean? She kind of helped keep him, even though Tupac was wild, she kind of helped to keep him a little bit, in control, So I think after the death of his mom, Kanye kind of lost somewhat of his anchor. He became depressed, and then he started putting out records like the Black Skinhead records, and he was just kind of like all over the place, right? And then he decided to kind of go into a different direction. Well, before that, he had beef with Taylor Swift, coming out on stage drunk, and everybody knows part of that with Kanye was really just publicity stunts, man. I think he learned that when he did the thing with Hurricane Katrina, he probably sold records. His name was everywhere. People was wondering, who is this Kanye West dude? I think the thing with Taylor Swift, because first of all, when he came out there and said Beyonce had one of the best videos in the world, that video was not all that. I mean, the video, I give Beyonce her props, but it was just a video of her dancing with some other women. It wasn't anything creative to me. So I was kind of like, what is Kanye talking about? But I think a lot of that was due to publicity. He learned the game. So I'll break it all down into this. That Kanye has this thing of, the Donald Trump thing, basically. The Donald Trump thing. He's wearing the, oh my God. This is not a political blog right now, but, and if you voted for Donald Trump, that's on you. I don't tell nobody how to vote. Okay. But Kanye starts wearing the MAGA hats and taking pictures on Instagram, and he's up in the White House chilling with his hat to the side and all this. And I think he said some good things. I really did. I don't think it was all buffoonery. A lot of these independent news channels, had a big problem with him even being there. I think that, hey, man, if Kanye can get the president's ear and can kind of influence him to do certain things for the black community and for the underserved, then so be it. I don't think anybody had a problem with that. I think people just felt like Kanye was being used as a photo op and as a coon, you know, which could be true. I didn't really see the full interview. Could have been true. Not sure myself. My mind is not made up on that. I know there were some people upset with him, T.I., Diddy, and others. I don't think, and to my man T.I., I don't think it warrants any violence, brother. I don't know T.I. personally, but just to T.I., it's not that serious, man. Just keep it calm. If you want to pray for him, have a discussion with him. But, we don't have to threaten each other like that. It's not necessary. But again, that's y'all thing. I don't have nothing to do with it. But my point is this. I really feel, and I could be wrong, because remember, Kanye was trying to be a big-time fashion designer at one point. Remember, he still is. He got the Air Yeezys, and remember that? He was going on talk shows. I think he went on Sway and the Breakfast Club, and he was complaining about how they won't let him in, a fashion, he wants to be like the next Louis Vuitton or, designer. He wants to be like this big-time household name designer, and he's complaining that they won't let him in. Do y'all remember that? Go and pull that up on YouTube. He thinks it's unfair that he's not getting the same opportunities as some of these other designers out here. And I really feel like this whole thing with going to the White House, putting on the MAGA hat, Make America Great Again hat, I feel like it's twofold. I think it's number one, to spark up some more controversy and to take his music and his image to the next level, to mainstream America. I don't even know if Donald Trump has mainstream fans. I think that's more the far right and the people that are in powerful positions of control, to gain favor with that particular type of audience so that he can sell his clothes, so that he can have more influence to be the designer that he wants to be. Because a lot of these people in high positions of power, they are Trump supporters, man. These famous people in positions of power, like these people behind the scenes that are controlling things, they are Trump supporters, man. They voted for Trump. So I think the whole Make America Great Again thing, because you notice he's backed off that now. He separated himself from Candace Owens, and he's saying he's been used, and it was just a thing of Kanye to get publicity, because Kanye is much smarter than y'all think. So y'all think he's this dumb idiot or he's crazy. Kanye is a genius, man. He knows exactly what he's doing. This whole thing was manufactured for him to get more attention, so he can move further up in the designing world, to get more of a foot as a designer and to get more of a foot into the direction he's trying to go in, because he mentioned he's trying to be a media mogul. And he feels like that is the next step for him. So this whole thing is publicity for that. So listen, y'all. Again, I'm not the biggest Trump fan or supporter. I'm not a supporter of him at all. Do I like some of the things he's done? I would say yes. I think he definitely said some things out his mouth, a whole lot of things out his mouth that I don't like. I didn't vote for him. I tried to give him a chance in the beginning when they first elected him, and then I just realized that there's a whole lot of things wrong with what's going on here. At the same time, I support for people's right to vote and support for who they want to support. Without being threatened with violence and without, being ostracized. Just make an educated decision. But this is my thing on Kanye, y'all. Pray for the brother. Keep him lifted. Remember, he lost his mom. I don't think that's something you ever get over. And it's still probably fresh in his head. Pray for that brother to come back to his Christian roots. I think Kanye got out there and with these people with money, and he got spiritually confused, man. It doesn't sound like he has the same foundation that he had before. And we know that the enemy will do that, especially when you're around these people that don't even serve God. So my prayer for Kanye, brother, is that you come back to Jesus, man. He is waiting with open arms, brother. There's people hating on you and talking about you. I'm praying for you, bro. In Jesus' name. Y'all can rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'm out.